or dark-skinned girl. He will nod his head. He will say this with laughter in the basement of his throat, as though words like these are not the smoking pistols that wound the self-esteem of women who wear midnight on their skin. He will say this with a smile, as if he is almost, but not quite willing to excuse the amount of Africa still living inside your DNA. What he is saying is that there is a railroad on the color wheel. He thinks that you are from the wrong side of the tracks when he pats you on the back. Understand, there is no compliment in the trunk. There's no apology riding shotgun. His wisdom teeth are wearing white hoods. Don't let him cross words into your pride. Never forget that you are a constellation. And I've owned a telescope since the day I was born. Even on days when you feel completely invisible, I see you. Even on days when you feel completely invisible, know that I see you. See, I was told the average girl begins to plan her wedding at the age of 7. I was told she picks the colors in the cake first. That by the age of 10, she knows the time and the location. By 17, she's already chosen a gown and a maid of honor. By 22. She's waiting for a man who doesn't break out in hives when he hears the word commitment. Someone who doesn't smell like a Band-Aid drenched and lonely. Someone who is more than a temporary solution to the empty side of the bed. Someone who will hold her hand like it's the only one that he's ever seen. To be honest, I don't know what my tuxedo will look like. I have no idea what my wedding will look like, but I imagine the woman who pins my last name to hers will butterfly down the aisle like a 5-foot promise. I imagine that her smile will be so big that you will see it on Google Maps and know exactly where my wedding is. The woman that I plan to marry, she will have champagne in her walk and I will get drunk on her footsteps. When the pastor asks me if I take this woman to be my wife, I will say yes before he even finishes the sentence. I'll apologize later for being impolite, but I will also explain to him that our first kiss happened 6 years ago, and I've been practicing my yes for the past 2,165 days. If you ask me about my wedding, I never really know what to say. When they ask me about my future wife, I always tell them that her eyes are the only Christmas lights that deserve to be seen all year long. I tell them that if I could, I would shapeshift into the first thing she thinks about in the morning just to make sure that no matter where I am in the world, I will always wake up next to her. I tell them that she has a walk that can make an atheist believe in God just long enough to say, God damn. That if my alarm clock sounded like her voice, my snooze button would collect dust. I tell them that if she came in a bottle, I would drink her until my vision is blurry and my friends take away my keys. I tell them that if she was a book, I would memorize her table of contents. I'd read her cover to cover, hoping to find typos just so we can both have something to work on, because aren't we all unfinished? Don't we all need editing? Aren't we all waiting to be read by someone praying they will tell us that we make sense? She don't always make sense, but her imperfections are the things I love about her the most. I don't know when I'll be married. I don't know where I'll be married. But I do know this, that whenever I'm asked to describe my future wife, I do so as best as I can. And every single time, she sounds a lot like you. Thank you.